Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to do a braided puff stitch in the round. This is how I like to do it, and this goes along with my newest free pattern, the Sea Breeze water bottle holder, which will be released soon. So to start, I've got my row of single crochet that I just did. I'm going to chain one. This is your first stitch here, so you're going to yarn over and skip this first stitch, and you're going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch. And then you're gonna go back and you're gonna do a puff stitch in that skip stitch. And then you're gonna pull through. Do not chain after you do your puff stitch. It won't give you the effect you want. So then you don't want to work into this stitch that you worked your half double into. You want to skip this one and you're gonna do a half double into the next one. Then you're gonna go back into the one that you skipped, and you're going to work a puff stitch. There's a couple ways of doing puffs. You can do a 7 loop puff or a 9 loop puff. I'm doing 7 loops because this can get pretty snug if you do 9 loops. So what I mean by 7 is I've got 3 there, yarn over, 4, 5, yarn over, 6, 7. So there's 7 loops on my hook. You could go in again and do a 9 stitch or 9 loop puff. That would work better with thinner yarn. I'm working with worsted weight yarn, so you want to be careful not to make it too thick. But play with your yarn thickness and see what makes sense. This is a pretty thick, almost Aran weight type of yarn. So I'm going to finish up the row. I'll leave the last couple stitches unworked to show you guys how to do that and how to start the second row. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. So I've got the last couple stitches to go. So again, half double crochet and go back into that skip stitch and do my puff stitch. And then you'll see there's 2 stitches left. You're gonna do the half double crochet and then your puff stitch. You're gonna pull through and then you're going to slip stitch. You're gonna skip this one right here and you're gonna slip stitch into the top of the puff stitch from the beginning, and then you're gonna pull it through. Then you're going to turn your work and then you're gonna chain 1, and this is your next row, and then you're gonna skip this stitch right here because you're gonna work into this stitch at the end. You're gonna go into this one here. You're gonna do your half double crochet. And then you're going to go into the top of the puff stitch and do your puff stitch like you were doing for the row before. Pull through, then yarn over, do your half double crochet, and then you're going to work through and just continue all the way around. I will show you how to do the last few stitches here in a minute. Okay, so now the next thing you'll do is, I'm almost to the end, so I'm going to go in, I'm going to do my half double crochet. I'm going to go into this puff stitch and I'm going to work that. So you'll see you've got your puff stitch here, but there's not like a defined space to work into. So you're going to work into the top of the puff stitch from the row before. You're going to work your half double crochet into that. And then you're going to go back into this puff stitch and do this. You're always going to put it on that particular spot so that it kind of melds better. And then you're going to slip stitch to the top of the first puff stitch, and then you're going to turn your work, and if you look, you can see you have a nice little braid. If you're going to do this in a hat or something, you could go back and do the same thing around and around and just keep repeating, turning at the end of each row. I'm going to half double crochet in, and I'm just going to do half double crochet around. But that, let me give you an idea, is how to do a braided puff stitch. I hope this helped somebody.